Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a sit down chit chat kind of a session. I'm going to try not to keep this too long, but there have been a few thoughts that a few things that I've been thinking about with regards to the fitness industry and some things that are going on that I do not necessarily agree with. So I thought it'd be nice to just sort of sit down and talk to you all about it, just so that I sort of raise awareness about a few things that I am genuinely concerned about. I genuinely hope you guys enjoy this video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Shrawani. I'm a certified personal trainer and sports nutrition specialist, and I love talking about all things fitness. Sometimes we do a few videos that don't necessarily cover fitness, but overall that is what my niche is, and I would love for you to stick around. So if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell button so you never miss a video from me again. So I actually tried filming this yesterday, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you all know that I did try curling my hair, and then it was a disaster. So the footage from yesterday's video is just really bad, so I didn't put that in. If you aren't following me on Instagram already, I'm going to leave my handle down below so you can go ahead and follow me there. I post a lot of content about fitness. My aim is to sort of simplify fitness for y'all and bring forward evidence-based posts that passive-aggressively bust all the bullshit there is in the industry. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is how everybody on Instagram these days has become a health and fitness coach, and especially since the quarantine started, right? Suddenly everyone has this interest towards fitness. Everyone wants to work on their health, which is a great thing. And as somebody who doesn't really know where to start off, I feel like a lot of people resort to Google, and these days social media seems to be where you can pretty much find anyone, anything that you look for. So many of us really resort to social media for this. And we know that within the fitness world, there are a lot of influencers, enthusiasts, fitness models, fitness coaches. It's a relatively wide, a very broad industry in which many different individuals play different roles. So now, let me tell you where the problem lies. Everyone has become a coach, right? Everybody has DM me for a nutrition plan, DM me for workout plans in their bio. So this is something that's very concerning to me, because I feel like a lot of people who actually put this in their bios are just people who have been working on for a fair amount of time, or are genuinely passionate about the industry, about the sport itself. And the reason it's problematic is because a lot of these individuals are purely enthusiasts and influencers or models who don't really have the knowledge to guide you correctly in your fitness journey. So let me put it this way, okay? When you are unwell, when you are looking to recover from something, you are going to go and do your research and make sure you get the best possible doctor on the job, right? For example, let's say you have a condition that requires you to see a specialist. You're going to go and find the best specialist in town and invest your money in that person, right? Because you trust them for the knowledge and experience. So I think when it comes to fitness, a lot of people just take it lightly, and they're like, yeah, I mean, how tough can it be, right? I'm sure pretty much anyone can help me out. And especially if you see people who have maybe gone through a transformation themselves, they seem like they know their shit, and instantly you feel like maybe this person will be able to help me too, because if they did it, I'm sure they can put me through the same process and I'll be able to achieve those same results. But this isn't necessarily true. So as a coach, we are required to actually put our clients through a screening process wherein we sort of talk to them, we understand their medical history, we understand everything about that particular person, because everyone is so unique. So based on this, we are able to really understand what kind of work we need to put into programming a plan for this particular client. So in some cases, with when clients have a say complicated medical history, we also send out medical clearance forms, which they actually are required to get cleared from their physician, so that we are aware of the limitations that this client has before we program a plan. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. It's not as simple as just putting together 5 exercises and giving it to someone, or just putting together a nutrition plan of like 1200 calories and guaranteeing things like, oh, you lose 5 kg in 1 month. I have always said that fitness is a lifestyle. You hear this all over the place, and it's because it's true, right? You cannot be getting into it with the mentality of looking for a short fix, because it's possible that within that 1 month you will drop 5 kg, but then this is where most people bounce back and they gain the same amount of weight, if not more, after. And that's because that the weight loss is not done in a sustainable manner. The variable that you use to actually cause that weight loss, such as switching to a liquid diet, cutting out all sorts of carbs from your diet altogether, just eating fruit juices all day. Things like these are obviously going to help you drop weight, because all in all it's going to be a very low calorie diet, and once you go back to eating normally, you're going to put that back on. And the point is that if something is not sustainable in the long run, then why are you doing it in the first place? This type of yo-yo dieting can really affect your metabolism and make it even harder for you to lose weight in the future, which is why it's so important to really be patient with it. If you are somebody who really wants to make a transformation, then understand that you have to form this mindset that no matter how long it takes, I'm ready for it, I trust the process, I'm going to give it my all, and the results will follow. Right? You've really got to trust the process, because let me tell you what, that time is going to pass anyway, and 1 year from now you'll be really happy you started today. So if you are looking at finding a coach, please try not to do it through Instagram, or even if you do, ask questions. Ask them where they've got their certification from, and some of them will just be like, hey, no, I don't have a certification, I've just sort of done this, I know my shit. You might want to take a step back and really think about whether you want to invest your money into that. And if somebody is certified, then go ahead and ask them further questions related to your specific say condition, whether they are well equipped to help you with that. And let me tell you, any good coach will answer your questions. We may not have all the answers right there, like then and there. It's impossible for everyone to know all the answers, but we do have our resources, our trusted resources, to which we can go, refer, and get back to you with accurate information. So all I want to say is, please understand that there's a very big difference between a fitness enthusiast and a fitness coach. So please make sure you're very cautious when picking somebody who you're going to trust with your fitness journey. All right, the second thing I want to talk about is transformation pictures. Okay, I personally am not very fond of transformation pictures, and let me tell you why. Okay, when somebody puts up two side-by-side pictures of them, most transformation pictures are weight loss pictures. Okay, you see these results and you're like, wow. In the moment, you're very motivated. But often these pictures just don't tell you enough about that person's unique journey and what they did to achieve that goal. Which is why even when I put up my own transformation, I documented it as a video and I broke it down for you all. And even when I posted it to my Instagram, it was in the form of a case study, so that I'm giving out information that you guys need to know. And in most cases, it's just like, hey, you know what? I ate healthy and I just worked out 5 times a week and I achieved these results. The problem isn't with the fact that people are posting these pictures, okay? It's, yes, it motivates you, that's great, it makes you want to get better, it's good till then. But what happens is sometimes we end up comparing our own journeys to somebody else's journey. So you might see somebody who's lost say 10 kg in 2 months, and when you start your fitness journey, you just lose like 2 kgs, so you're losing 1 kilo per month. And you feel like that's not good enough. You think that, you know what, this is not working for me, this is too stressful, maybe fitness isn't for me, and that's it. You throw in the towel, you're like, you know what, forget it, right? But 2 weeks later, again, you're looking at somebody else's transformation and you're like, you know what, I'm motivated again, I'm going to do this again. But if you don't have the correct guidance, you can really end up damaging your health more than doing good for it, right? So obviously there are going to be transformation pictures that keep coming out, but I just want you all to know that it doesn't tell you the entire story. So if you have a transformation picture in front of you and then the person who went through it actually breaks down what they did, that's going to give you a lot more information than just the pictures themselves. And also a lot of these pictures only document like the weight lost between both pictures, but they rarely talk about other factors such as, you know, your body fat percentage and your lean body mass. So for us at Meraki Training, we make sure that all our clients keep logging in not only their weight but also their body fat and lean body mass, so that, you know, we can make sure that they're dropping fat and not too much lean body mass in the process. And being able to sort of do that in a sustainable method really helps them not only lose the fat but keep it off in the long run. The next time you look at a transformation picture, I urge you to really look at it from a point of motivation for sure, but do not compare that to yourself. Do not set a goal such as, I want to look like this person did 5 months from now. Just work towards, you know, becoming stronger, eat nutritious food to really nourish your body, and just keep in mind that the results will be a byproduct of you choosing to step onto this journey, and then things will just become much easier. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is fad diets that I see on Instagram, on YouTube. Listen, guys, there are a ton of eating methods, like styles of eating that you can find out there in the market. Okay, there is normal eating ghar ka khana, there is a vegetarian diet, there are vegans out there, there is intermittent fasting, there is keto, there is carnivore, there is paleo. There are so many different styles of eating that you can explore. Okay, now, the problem is that I have been noticing a lot of people claiming that a certain style of eating is better than another style of eating. And this is where the problem lies. And because of this, because of so many people talking about, how intermittent fasting is the way to lose weight or keto is the fastest way to lose weight, I think there's a lot of pressure on a normal human being to sort of pick up these diets, which they sometimes can't sustain over more than a couple of months. They may see some progress, but then once they go back to their style of eating, the weight sort of creeps back onto them, right? So this happens again because it's not something that you just do for a couple of months. If you like a certain style of eating, there is nothing wrong with it as long as you're mindful of your portions. If your goal is weight loss, all you got to do is be in an energy deficit, in a caloric deficit. If you haven't seen my video on energy balance, please go ahead and check it out. I'll link it somewhere up here if I can, or down in the description box below, so you can really understand what you need to know about weight gain and weight loss. I've broken down the equation into each individual component so you get a better idea of what it is. So be sure to check that out. So all I'm saying is, if you have eaten dal, chawal, roti, sabji all your life, there is no reason why you're going to drop all of that rice and just eat eggs and butter and all sorts of other things. I'm not saying keto is wrong. I'm not against keto. I'm against people claiming that keto is the only way to get fit. And yes, there are people who do that. In fact, unfortunately, there are even a lot of coaches who do that. I honestly feel like flexible dieting is something that everyone should learn. It doesn't work for everyone, but for most people, if you really understand the art of flexible eating, you will realize that your weight loss or weight gain journey is just going to be so much easier. It's not going to be that much of a task anymore, and you'll actually get through it while still enjoying whatever foods you love in moderate amounts. So I urge you not to follow a diet only because everyone's talking about it. That's all you see on social media. There's no need to do it. And honestly, I feel like more than how effective a certain type of diet is, as people proclaim, I think adherence to that diet is what is more important. Because yeah, you could see results with keto for like 3 months. You could see results with intermittent fasting after doing it for 3 months, but then you go back to your normal way of eating because you can't sustain that for the rest of your life, and then the weight comes back on, and then you feel like, what, this is not even worth it. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. You can actually really stick very close to how you're eating currently, like normal home cooked meals, and then maybe include a little more protein into your diet. But again, that is very suited to your individual needs. And this is where a coach really comes in handy. And this, I'm talking about a good coach, because I have had some people DM me saying there is one particular person who promises a 10 kg drop in 1 month through her diet of eggs and oats apparently, which comes up to about 900 calories. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, of course you're going to drop that weight because you're literally killing yourself with that diet. You should eat 900 calories never. Never. Now let me tell you a very, very, very general sort of benchmark, okay? The general benchmark for even the most sedentary person on planet Earth is 1200 calories. For you to be able to give your body the macronutrients, vitamins, minerals that it requires. Food should not be seen only as, oh, I'm going to eat food. If I eat too much food, I'm going to put on fat. If I don't eat much food, I'm going to lose fat. That's not the only purpose food serves, right? Food is fuel for your body. You require it to function. So please do not fall prey to these kind of things. People are going to give you what you want to hear. You want to hear how I can lose weight and like how I can lose 5 kg in 1 month, and people are going to give it to you. That's how the internet works, right? That's how YouTube works. That's why so many of these fitness influencers have clickbait going on. That's because that's how they make money. They don't care about you. They don't care about your health. So I would advise y'all to really, please, don't jump on board any of these fad diets. Maybe you can start off by sort of observing your own diet, maybe just taking out some of that extra junk that isn't really required for you, and you will see a change. Small changes go a long way, but you will see these changes over time, over 4, 8, 12 weeks. but you've got to stick to it, right? Consistency is key. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about that I find very worrisome is clickbait. That happens a lot on YouTube. See, I understand how YouTube works. I understand that there are some people who make their money from YouTube, okay? But when it comes to fitness, I feel like if you are a fitness influencer, your followers really look up to you, and they look at you for guidance, right? They trust you. And when you have that sort of trust established with thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, you have a responsibility to actually put out the right information. There is one particular influencer who uses a lot of clickbait, and I have voiced out my concern against these things in the past as well. And people have said, you know what, hey, but it's okay. I mean, she has admitted that it's clickbait, but at least she gives out free workout programs, so she's got to make her money some way, right? And I personally do not find that to be justified at all. I think you might as well be better off selling good quality fitness plans. First of all, also only if you are a certified trainer, because if you aren't, then you're just putting together a bunch of exercises and giving it out as a plan, right? Second, there are hundreds and thousands of fitness influencers giving out free workouts all the time. So just because this person is giving it out and isn't charging you but is using clickbait to lure more people into her channel just to get more views, just to earn more money, it isn't justified. When you see these things like 2 weeks to abs, 1 month to a flat belly, things like this, you have to understand that these influencers don't have a fixed set of followers, right? There are a bunch of people joining in every single day who maybe have not watched that particular video of this person admitting that this is clickbait, or they don't read the disclaimer in the description box that says that, hey, you know what, do not take this as professional advice. My videos are titled in a certain way because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. For the normal human being who's looking for a quick fix, you are literally promising something that cannot be achieved, right? And then what happens is these people think, okay, you know what, 30 days, I've got this, it's just 4 weeks. They do it and they see nothing. They see no difference, right? And now some of you might agree with me and some won't, but let me tell you one thing. I've had people in my DMs talk to me about how they did a particular influencer's X day program and saw zero change. Zero. I'll tell you why. Because weight loss is not that simple. It's not as simple as do this workout and that's it. Even if someone tells you, oh, you have to be eating healthy is so subjective. It means it has so many different meanings for so many different people. That's not true guidance. And then what happens is some people don't see results. But then you're probably thinking that, hey, I've seen a few people put up videos in which, you know, they did this 2-week challenge and then they have these extreme different results, right? I've seen that too. And that's what got me confused, because I was like, if this is true, then this girl is revolutionizing the whole fitness industry. So I went ahead and I looked at these videos. And a few things that I did notice were that these people didn't talk about all the other variables that they had, such as what they ate, how much their activity level was, the things that they may have cut out, the amount of water that they drank, things like this. None of this was mentioned. And also, if you see, the before picture is usually taken in the worst possible angle intentionally, and then the after picture has like high-waisted leggings or high-waisted underwear, and they're flexing and their core is all sucked in. Guys, this is why I'm so against transformation pictures, because they just don't tell you enough. Like, I can literally stand right now and take 2 pictures just 20 seconds apart that look nothing like each other. That will make it look like, I had some 30-day transformation between them, simply by flexing, simply by changing my pose, and also maybe just putting on some high-waisted pants. It's really not that difficult. All of us have unflattering angles, all of us have flattering angles. So please be careful, please be cautious. If you are following any influencer who sort of, gives out these kind of plans or has these sort of programs on their YouTube channel, if you enjoy the workouts, go ahead and do it by all means. If it stops you from being lazy, you like that person's personality, it just sort of helps you get a workout in every now and then, that's great. I think that is all you should use it for. But if you're hopping on to these kind of programs, please do not expect massive changes overnight. Don't expect it in 2 weeks. Don't expect it in a month. It takes a lot of time, and it differs for each individual. Their weight loss journey is going to be very different from each other's. I just don't want any of you to do these kind of programs and then get demotivated and think that, you know what, forget it, fitness is not for me and I might as well just accept myself the way I am. If you are unhappy where you are right now, trust me, there are tons of great coaches out there who will help you out. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you all about is the coaching industry and the struggles that we personally face while we are out there trying to coach people. Okay, I hear so many people saying, I can't afford your services. Okay, and they bargain with us and they say, what's your best price? What happens is this comes across as a very big sign of disrespect, because I feel like every genuine coach who has gone through a lot of effort to sort of gain that knowledge and are continuing to do so, even after our certifications, it doesn't stop there, right? We constantly need to be doing our research, reading research papers, actually acknowledging the latest information that's come out there, comparing studies to each other, really understanding the pros and cons of a certain type of workout program, certain type of diet, the implications of a certain diet on someone's, body in the long run. There are so many things. And then when somebody comes and just says, you know what, just give me a discount, that isn't done, guys. And I understand that sometimes it may be coming from a place where you genuinely cannot afford it, and in that case the most polite thing to do would be to say, you know what, I can't really afford this right now, but maybe I'll contact you sometime later. And I've had some people actually say that to me over email whenever I've sort of consulted them, and they've been like, oh, this doesn't sort of fit into my budget as of now, but let me save up and then I'll come back to you. And I love hearing that, because that's when I know that this person trusts me, values my knowledge, and really knows that there's going to be some sort of benefit that she's going to get through this program of mine, right? But when someone sort of calls you out and says, hey, but this person's giving it for so much cheaper, it's very disrespectful. I think if you are in this industry specifically, you shouldn't be concerned too much about which influencer / self-proclaimed coach is giving you the cheapest program, but rather pick your coach based on their knowledge, how much effort they are willing to put into your journey, whether they are going to be there for you to answer your questions, and less on how they look. Because this is something that I notice a lot too. Like, you see somebody who has a six-pack and you're like, oh, this person is so fit, I want them to coach me. It's not necessary that the fittest person you see out there really knows the science behind fitness. And also, one more thing that I wanted to just put out here, I also spoke about this on my Instagram stories a while back. Nothing is ever too expensive. Okay, and let me explain. Obviously, there are going to be exceptions in this case, but just hear me out, okay? For most of us out there, I think that we will be willing to pay for something that is a priority to us, something that we find extremely valuable. Like, there are people out there who love shopping luxury brands, and for other people those price tags are just not justified. But for this person who genuinely enjoys a brand and its quality, it really doesn't bother them that it's going to cut such a big hole in their pocket. Personally, when I picked my coach back in January, even I thought that it was a big investment that was going into this. And I actually took a couple of days to sit down and talk to myself and think about whether it was going to be worth it. Then I realized that, hey, maybe I should note down what are the unnecessary expenses that I'm making per month. I figured out I was doing things like, drinking expensive coffee for no reason, eating at places that were extremely expensive for no reason, where I could get something cheaper or just make food for myself at home. And that amount was actually doubling to double of what this coaching service needed. And that's when I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, because I'm investing in myself. And back then I was in a place where my head was just really messed up. I hated how I looked. I thought I had tried everything and nothing was working for me. And that's when I realized that I needed someone else, someone external to guide me. So I went for that, and I am so glad that I did it, because that is what sort of helped me regain confidence in myself. It helped me take the emotion out of this whole fitness journey and just focus on the logic, trust the process, and just keep putting in the work every single day. So yeah, that's just something that you might want to think about if you have been going to and fro about choosing a coach to take you through your fitness journey. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about or address is detox. Trust me, I am sick of hearing this word, Literally everywhere people are like, drink this, it's going to detox your body, please take our 4-day detox plans, detox. Guys, let me tell you one thing. Throughout my nutrition course, not once did I have a single module that taught me detox foods. Okay, why? Because it doesn't exist. The next time somebody tells you that this particular drink is going to detox your body, please do yourself a favor and ask them, can you please specify which toxins are removed from my body? If they're able to answer you, please come back to me. I would love to have a conversation with them. Just think about it this way. You have your kidneys and your liver. If they are doing a good job, you're fine. You do not need an additional green juice every day to help detox your body. Okay? Also, sometimes these 4-day detox meal plans are just basically telling you to eat healthier, and that's why people end up feeling better. They drop some water weight and they think, wow, this 4-day plan actually helped me. Why don't I just continue to eat my junk, and then whenever I want to drop some weight for somebody's wedding, I'll just do this plan. So it's extremely misleading. It doesn't work that way, guys. I am allergic to detox products, and I hope from this point onwards you are too. So one more thing I want to talk about is how people associate somebody's followers with how credible they are. Trust me, guys, there are so many people who I follow in this industry who are PhDs in the subject, who actually give out really precise information out there, who only have like 5,000 followers, who get like 100 likes on their posts, but it doesn't make them less credible. I also know a lot of influencers who have 100,000 people following them and yet spew bullshit on the daily. So please do not associate someone's credibility with their number of followers. Alright, so the last thing I want to address is about coaches in the industry. There are also a lot of people who have done their certifications and are yet spewing bullshit. In fact, this 4-day detox plan that I just spoke about, I actually saw it on an influencer's page who is apparently certified, which makes me very upset. When I see these things, I'm like, what are you even doing? I also believe that the whole fitness industry is really moving towards evidence-based and backing up their posts with science just so they gain more credibility, which is great. But there's a problem there as well, because I have seen some people trying to support their bias by only cherry picking studies that support their own claims. That's not how you go about it. Fitness is not something that you need to make about you, right? It's about science. It's about the facts. So if you're only going to be cherry picking studies, reading only the abstracts and then putting forth your claim, knowing very well that most of your audience is not going to go ahead and read that entire paper, then what you're doing is not a good thing at all. It's not ethical at all. As a coach, if you are someone who truly believes that you need to be evidence-based, then please read more than one research paper. Read papers that have a conflict of interest as well. Usually you can find that right under the abstract where other authors have cited, a conflict of interest. You go ahead and read those papers as well. And that's when you sort of, come to a conclusion and talk about your views. Never ever have only one source of information. Secondly, if your source of information is Google, the first thing that comes up on Google, then man, what kind of reason? That's something that anyone can do, right? And okay, if Google had all the answers, and all the doctors who are watching this, I'm sure you can relate. When a patient comes to you and says, hey, you know what? I Googled my symptoms and I have cancer. How do you feel about that, right? You're probably like, acha, and humne jo padhai ki wo gayi the lene, right? If Google had all the answers, guys, none of these professions would exist, right? All the effort that goes into studying and reading and research and unlearning and relearning things, you are not going to hold it credible at all when you sort of argue with somebody and say, hey, why don't you just Google it? I Googled this and this is the truth. It's not fair. So yeah, this doesn't only apply to coaches, but also a lot of people who are interested in fitness. If you are genuinely, you really want to understand certain topics and read the studies that go on about them, then I'm going to link a few journals down below that I personally love reading. Go ahead, feel free to read papers on there. Many of these papers are for free. Some are paid, of course, but at least, go ahead and make use of the of the knowledge that's out there for free. There's tons of it. People have done so many studies on so many topics that I'm sure you're going to have a good time reading that. Now, to the general public, I understand that the fitness industry has become so problematic. There are so many things going on that probably leave you confused, thinking, you know what, who should I even trust? And that's fair. I understand why that's sort of going on in your head, but unfortunately there is literally no black and white way to tell whether somebody is genuine or not. All I want to do is urge you to ask lots of questions, be curious, really dig deep, and that's when you'll really be able to identify who's just spewing for views and who out there is actually genuinely interested to tell the truth. Alright guys, so off the top of my head, that was pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. I'm sure you guys have a lot of other concerns as well about the fitness industry. If you have any further questions, I'd be happy to take them, so drop them down in the comments below and maybe we can have a chat about that. Other than that, I genuinely hope you guys enjoyed the video and that it helped you out in some way or the other. If you did, you know the drill. Please be sure to like, subscribe and hit the bell button so you never miss another video from me again. Alright, so this is gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.